Welcome students of first year secondary in physics. Now we begin to study the unit 1. This unit talk about measurement, physical quantities and measuring units. What is physical quantity? Physical quantity, any quantity can be measured. Physical quantity any quantity can be measured. Any quantity can be measured. We talk about physical quantity and measuring units. Any quantity can be measured like length, mass, time, and other quantities. Now, chapter 1 talks about measurement. What is measurement? Physical measurement. What is meant by measurement? Measurement is an important thing in our daily life. When your mother made cake and talk to you, measure this amount of flour. What is the unit? You can put this flour on the kitchen scale and say, Mom, this is 1 kilo, 2 kilo, half kilo. And you can measure by using mine. Okay? This is measurement. We can measure the width of this board. Measure the board unknown. Now we compare between unknown thing. We compare between unknown length, unknown quantity, by another quantity is known. So, measurement is the process of comparison, of comparing an unknown quantity with another quantity from the same kind. Physical measurement is the process of comparing an unknown quantity by another quantity or with another quantity. Another quantity or made from the same kind. same kind. This is length. I compare the length with length, not length with time. Why? Same kind. To know, same kind, to find how to know, to find out. What is the ratio between them? How to find out how many times the first include the second. Now we can say the length of this board or the width of this board, we can measure it by centimeter or by meter. This is according to the thing. We can measure the length of the width of this classroom by using this tape. We can measure the mass by using this balance. This is digital balance. So, measurement process needs to measure. I need physical quantity to measure. This physical quantity may be mass, may be length, may be time, and I want measurement tool. The measurement tool, ruler, measuring tape, watch, stopwatch, balance, and unit. What is the unit? Can I say the mass of this flower? 5 seconds? No. But we can say kilogram, or gram for a thing, or ton for another big masses. Physical quantities. We have physical quantities, two kinds of physical quantities. The first one, base physical quantity. We can say base or fundamental. Or essential. Any reference? Can I say one from this? Fundamental quantity, the physical quantity cannot be defined in terms. Physical quantity cannot be defined in terms. We couldn't use relation to deduce it. This is physical quantity. Physical quantity or fundamental quantity cannot be defined. The physical quantity that cannot be defined in terms. In terms from other quantity. We have 7 physical quantities. We have 7 physical quantities. The famous length, we can measure length without it. Make any calculation. Make the length of pencil, of or board, or width of board. We can measure the time physical quantity. The mass. So we have 7 physical quantities and another physical quantities like length, we talk about quantity and units. Length, it's unit meter. We talk about SI unit. SI unit international system. We call SI because this is related to French, le système international. So we write it SI unit. Mass, international unit, kilogram. Time, international unit, second. Electric current, electric current intensity, and there absolute temperature Kelvin. Absolute temperature Kelvin. T capital. We have another in our daily life. Celsius temperature. Degree Kelvin. Amount of material. You will study this in chemistry. Amount of material. Mole. Luminous intensity. IV candle. The most important thing we study this year, the first 3 quantities. We have another extra 2 essential units like radian and angle. Extra radian for angle. This is 2 extra measurement, extra unit, and strontium for solid angle. This is the fundamental or base physical quantity. Can be measured directly without making any calculation. So the other quantity is called derivative. We can deduce deduce it from basic quantities. The derived quantity, this is the second kind of physical quantity. Number two, derived quantities are derived physical quantities. Derived physical quantity can be defined from the other quantities. We couldn't obtain any derived quantity without depending on fundamental. Like what? Derived physical quantities, the quantities can be defined in terms from other quantities. Like what? You know, area. Volume, speed, okay, this is derived physical quantity, okay. Now, I want to ask you, what is the difference? The question here, this is simple lesson. Question. What is the difference between base and derived physical quantities? What is the difference between derived and physical and the basic or derived physical quantity with examples or give examples? Okay.